Carolina pick it up and come right back in. Keishan, long shot. And a pass save made by Dobich. Back to center again. Josh Anderson with Joe Valeno, who's back in the lineup tonight. Last played in Game 6 against the Buffalo Sabres. As Oliver Kapanen sits out, that's the only lineup change tonight between both of these two squads. 16:49 to go in the first period. Habs still have not had any zone time. They play it in on Anderson. Moving around. Look out, Jacob Slavin almost got erased, but Kirby Dach just missed him as it comes back to center for Montreal. Far side Bolduc in on Jacob Slavin. Slavin's able to fend him off. There's Dach with a good hit on Chatfield. Good to see Dach here, ready to go physically tonight. As it's played into the Montreal zone, or will be a line change here. That'll see Davidov step on with Evans and Newhook. Long stretch pass through center, missed the mark. That'll be an icy call against Montreal.
And you see what Hudson's trying to do is he steps out from behind the net. He's trying to put a puck past the first layer of coverage, but ends up taking a funny bounce off the boards all the way down for an icy call. Maybe you've been talking about the physicality of the first 4 minutes or so of this game. And I think Montreal's got to get the shoulders up. They didn't out-hit. They got out-hit in Game 2, 46-16. And they're being out-hit in this series, 90-34 so far.
Yeah, quite something, isn't it, JP?
Well, considering, the way we saw Montreal play against Tampa in round 1.
Canes working in the Montreal zone here, far corner against the Stankoven lineup. Montreal and Tampa Bay both had 40-plus hits in the first couple of games of that series. As Montreal back in behind their own net, it's Lane Hudson. Swinging around for Matheson. I don't have the number to substantiate this claim, JP, but the feeling I get is a lot of those hits for Carolina have come off the forecheck.
Here. You're absolutely correct.
Here goes Dobson to center. In over the Hurricane line. Tries a shot off the stick, rebounded to him off the boards, off the pads of Freddie Anderson. And it'll go back to center for Carolina. Picked off by Matheson. And taken away by Jordan Martin. Kids are looking for an interference call, and they're going to get one. And the first power play of the night belongs to Montreal.
And here we go. Chatfield's going off for 2. Interference. Montreal will get the first power play of the night here at 15:01 in the first period.
Montreal blue line. Jake Evans off the wall, redirects the puck to himself. Jalen Chatfield gets caught flat-footed and just leans into Evans. Locks him back in his heels. The arm goes up. Canadians are off to the power play. 0 for 2 in Game 2, 23.2% for the playoffs for the Habs.
There's not been a power play goal yet in this series, JP.
No, don't have been the last 2.
Yeah, that's right. I had a few things I needed to correct. I realized I had made a few mistakes, so I had to leave and come back.
Back up high to Lane Hudson. Far side, Demidov tries to swing it down low. That's cut off by Sean Walker. And he'll carry it all the way up. Stripped of it in the Montreal zone. And Montreal back it over the Carolina blue line. That's broken up. And the Canes headed down the length of the ice for Dobich.
There's another example of the Canes. They did such a good job holding the blue line. Make it so difficult for you to get in and get any kind of traction.
Habs drop it to Suzuki. In over the line with speed. Demidov tried to pass it off and give it right to Aho. That's played out to center. Habs got a tag up again. 1:10 still to go in this 5-on-4. Stricken by Caulfield. Anderson out. Slows it down. Unable to stop it though. And the Habs get on it. Slavkovsky pass to the far side. No one home. And here go the Canes out to center. 2-on-2. Far side. Nikishin with a shot. That glances off of Lane Hudson. And
It's an interesting decision by Jarvis. Looked like it could have been a 2-on-1 with Cole Caulfield on the back check. And instead, Jarvis decides to peel off and ends up being a one-man shot.
Jankowski gets it in the Montreal zone. Back there with Nikishin. This is broken up by the Habs. And slow it down. 36 seconds left in their power play. And they have not been threatening yet. 13:45 to go in this first period. No score in Game 3. Here goes Texier to center. Second unit on the ice. Near side. Broken up by Carolina, trying to clear it. Stopped by Texier. Suzuki to the net. His shot Blocked in front, we're not going to try. That's stopped by Freddie Anderson, and he'll hang on tight for the whistle.
That's the type of play that you want to see from Bolduc. He can always be a wild card out there. We watched him shoot pucks in warm-up. He shoots it so well. We knew he's been a 50-plus goal scorer in junior hockey. He just goes to the net here, finds the rebound, and gets caught in Kirby Doc's skates. And then it's Doc who stands up. That's Walker. And he stands up, rocks him on his heels, knocks him on his backside.
I like the start for Doc, JP.
There's nothing not to like about it. Kirby Doc out being physical. When Kirby Doc is physical, it gets him into the game.
Doc will try and win this face-off. Blocker side on Anderson, but the Canes sweep it away. And Jordan Martinook will play it off the boards and out down the ice. That's going to be it here for the Montreal power play. Chatfield.
And that's going to do it for the Montreal power play.
So Canadians are 0 for 1, 0 for 5 in the series. As Texier flips it in. Sean Walker on the retrieval. Up the far side, swatted out by Jordan Stahl. He's got 18 hits through 2 games in this series. That leads all players between these two teams. As the Habs reload, come in from center. Dano trying to flutter it out in front. Broken up by Carolina. And the look ahead to center. Stick breaks though on Slavin. And that created a turnover. The Habs try to capitalize on it here. Look out, Mike Matheson gets freight trained by Walker.
Matheson nailed by Walker.
Matheson put the shot wide of the net. And it comes all the way back to center.
Shots are 4-2 Carolina right
All
now.
the way back to their own zone now, completing the line change. Once again, it's Jake Evans on the ice, although this time he's got Josh Anderson and Joe Valeno out there with him. As Valeno tips it in from center. Anderson in on the forecheck. Shoved off the puck.
All right, team.
And we stay tied at 0 on Habs Hockey on TSN 690. Franchise history this week. They're being honored right now at the Bell Center.
That's the first time at the Walter Cup.
All right, everyone, welcome back. Bit of a slow start to this game so far. Carolina versus Montreal, live from the Bell Center in Montreal. Oh, and don't look now. Don't look now, but I believe that has just changed. Stand by.
Their general manager.
Yep.
They've had some kind of run.
Head coach Corey Chevrolet. Got a face off here in the Montreal zone. Puck is won by Carolina. Fed back to the line. Stepping in with a wrister. That doesn't get through. Here's the Keeshan with a try. That took a redirect in front as well. Near side, Jankowski goes down. William Carrier gets it along the near corner. Back in front, Jankowski over to Gostisbehere, and they score. And once again, it's this fourth line for Carolina.
And that's it. The fourth line from Carolina. Goal by Shane Gostisbehere. 1-0. 11:36 here in the first. And this arena has just gone quiet.
An unusual bounce, and it goes off the Kirby Dock stick directly over to Shane Gostisbehere, who would walk down the left-hand side of the ice, and it's a quick finish. Carolina up one.
That is the first of the postseason for Shane Gostisbehere. Once again, JP, that fourth line is becoming a real story here for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Well, they have indeed, Carrier with the physicality, Jankowski as well. He had 2 assists in games too. Robinson is the pace of his team with 2 goals in the third round.
The Hurricanes put the first goal up again as we got 11:20 to go in this first period of play. It'll be Gostisbehere from Jankowski and Robinson at 8:24 as the Habs played all the way down ice. This will go for an icing call.
It was an unforced error by the Canadians. His puck comes up the middle of the ice, and it was labeled for
Muggy as hell outside? Yeah. What's the humidity at? 100%? Can better see. That's funny. What's up, George? How are you doing tonight?
My guess for shutting down Montreal's transition.
Yeah, well, listen, the Canadians did it so well in game 1, didn't they? There has to be the understanding.
For any of you out there who are rejoining us, I apologize. I had made some mistakes with the first stream, so I had to shut it and start this one up. So thank you everyone for coming back, if you have come back.
So they try and stretch out Carolina a couple times here so far, but they've iced it on both occasions. We saw them have about 5 breakaways in game 1. As here goes Newhook speeding down the far side. He's bumped off the puck though by Chatfield. And it's played out to center by Carolina. Puck gets away from Jake Evans. It's caught up by Jacob Slavin, and he gives it away off the far side. And a panic play there. Slavin will recover. Pitching in from the line. Struble unable to hold it in. Back down the ice to the Montreal zone. Newhook takes it away. And now Lane Hudson busting ahead, but Newhook is just going to shoot it in as he gets flattened after the fact by Jordan Martinook. Canadians near side and center, taken away by Martinook. He'll pass it off. That's intercepted by Dobson. Now up to center. Here's Nick Suzuki back off the board. Slavkovsky chops at it. That goes out of play with 10:01 to go in our first period of play.
A little bit quiet here in the Bell Center. We saw Eric Robinson score the first goal the other night down in Carolina.
Good, and you just getting ready to watch ransack Montreal and help make the South great again. That's funny. Yeah, so far so good, hey? And I'm doing pretty good as well. It's really warm up here right now, so yeah, no complaints.
Jordan Stoll's going to get waved out. Martinook versus Philip Deneau. And Deneau snaps it back. Dobson from Matheson. Back ahead for Deneau. Into the Carolina zone. Drops it back to the line. Here's Matheson. Shot sails wide. Back in front off the rebound. Canadians can't get it through. Now Texier cycles it down low. Collected by Keandre Miller. Played around for Ehlers. Canes can't get out of the zone here. Now they lift it off the glass and it goes out. As Matheson will get back to it first in his own zone.
Do some cam IRL. I'll tell you this, the fair's coming, and I was planning on going and doing some IRL for the fair. Like the, I don't know, it's like carnival or whatever. There's usually quite a bit of people out for that, so I was, if I was gonna do IRL, I'd either do that or I'd go on a Friday because there's a karaoke bar here. In fact, last Friday there was 1 or 2 live bands at this bar that's like, I don't know, just a few blocks from me. That might have been okay, but I wasn't really planning, so I didn't go that night. But yeah, as far as future's concerned, either do the fair or go to that bar on a Friday night. Yeah, exactly. While the weather's nice, for sure.
Ball is so very near as Nick Suzuki with a heads-up play back to the point finds Kexian coming in across the blue line, and then Slafkovsky camped out in front of Anderson. Anderson's got no choice.
No, it's not, but it is like a total dive. Not a total dive, but it's more on the seedier side for sure, right?
Ends up catching the left post.
Got a whistle here at center as we'll re-rack with his face-off in the neutral zone. So Shane Gostisbehere with the first goal tonight. Bit of a French connection here on both sides.
Okay, as bad as this sounds, you gotta tell me what a chug lord is. What is a chug lord? Answer, now.
Result, Shane Gostisbehere has dual citizenship. Did you say Reggie? Reggie?
It's got to be Jean, isn't it?
Reggie. No, it's like R-E-G-I-S, right?
Oh, Regis.
That's Regis. Regis. From Basque Country.
Oh, is he really? How about that?
Canadians in on the attack. Here's Gooley. Long shot out traffic in front. That's stopped by Anderson. And he will hang on to that.
A little bit of traffic, net front, and if Anderson doesn't catch this puck perfectly, Poleno is right there. No chance that anybody else is getting it except Poleno, but Anderson manages to hang on with his glove as that shot comes in. It's a heavy one from Gooley, and it's in the right location. Anderson sees it. I'm not sure if he sees it into his glove.
Oh, that actually makes lots of sense. Like, he's a master of chugging. He can chug all. Nothing can't be chugged. I gotcha.
What's interesting about him is that
Cold ones? Hell yeah, cold ones. That's right. Cold ones all the way.
Here's Lane Hudson down the near side. Drops it back for Demidov. He cranked one.
Right or wrong top survey edition. If you miss any
welcome back.
As Carolina settle down the puck and flip it out through center ice. A little backspin on it here with 7.5 to play in the first.
That'll allow Carolina to get a full line change in.
Bog fled. I did not flee.
From center, steps it over the line, tried a shot, never got through.
I did not flee.
Pass over to Confield.
Did you guys get any rain? We got a big rain like Tuesday night. I think it was Tuesday night we got a pretty big rain. So about a week ago now. Time's just flying by.
Almost offside.
Josh Anderson was looking for a stretch pass to go in on a breakaway.
Canadians are clearly looking for transition offense tonight, but haven't found any thus far. As here's Matheson at center, drops it back for Suzuki. Far side, into the Carolina zone, down low. Canes get to it. Jackson Blake forwards it ahead to center. Alexander Nikishin, far side, he's running the linesman by Josh Anderson.
Oh.
Hurricanes
And Nikishkin runs into the linesman. And the crowd likes that one.
Nikishin shot, that one took a redirect in front, just wide. Now a big hit from Suzuki. He got a piece of Blake. And that one hurt. Back to the line. Here's Nikishin. That's an easy save for Dovish. No traffic in front.
No rain, thankfully, he says. What are you talking about? You need some rain. Wait till you're on a water watch. A water watch is horrible.
Wasting a lot of energy going after hits, but we have seen him drop the shoulder on a couple of occasions here, and that's a perfect one that we just witnessed. There's an understanding as well by Dovish on that last sequence as the puck comes in on him, he takes the whistle. He clearly had broken his stick and gone over the bench. Canadians temporarily were a man down.
Hey, George, would you ever watch the CEBL? Ever?
This will be a face-off to the glove-hand side of Jakub Dovish. And Philip Pinot going to square off against Mark Jankowski. Right all the way up to center, off the draw. Here's Texier down the far side in the Carolina zone. Drops it off. Carrier back to Texier in the corner. Philip Pinot down low. Back up the far side. Carrier behind the net for Pinot. Pinot looking for options. They'll pass it back to Gooley. Left point. Rolled around the boards. Doc behind the net. Doc to the near side.
You went to one a couple of years ago. What did you think?
Directed to the line. Goalie shot is stick.
I watched a little bit of one yesterday between Niagara and Edmonton, and I don't know, it was like really okay, I guess, you know. It wasn't terrible by any stretch.
Carolina. Sean Walker. Right down the near side. Burton Stahl ripped into the board by Struble. Deep into half territory. Demidov behind his own net.
It's solid professional basketball, he says. Yeah. Well, you're no easy audience, so if you say it's solid professional basketball, like, yeah, there's nothing really I could find wrong with it. I watched, like I said, I watched about a quarter between Niagara and Edmonton yesterday, and yeah, it's competitive to say the least. Oh my God, Matheson, the Canadians. And the Bell Center is going absolutely bonkers, ladies and gentlemen. And that is a gigantic goal by Mike Matheson, assisted by Ivan Demidov and Jake Evans at 4:32 of the first to tie this game at 1.
The Canadians win a fair battle. Jake Evans chips this puck over to Demidov. As he comes around the side of the net, Mike Matheson's forward for it, right onto the stick, top of the circle, short side, beats Freddie Anderson with pace, with a shot just under the bar.
Got a lot of really fringe NBA guys, low-level European League players, and the best Canadian university players in that league. Yeah, like what I can tell you is that the Nate team for a really long time was really good and attracted a lot of talent. And I'm wondering if they just decided that they would expand on it altogether, because it seems like there's like when I saw it yesterday, they play at the Expo Center. I don't know how many people the Expo Center seats, but it was a full house. Everybody was there. So I was going to ask you, you were in, like, what's the venue that they play at your way? Saw the Edmonton Stingers versus Scarborough like 2 years ago in person. So that was at the Expo Center then, right?
It was tie game 3 on Habs Hockey at TSN 6-9.
Montreal is in the conference final.
First, 1-1 tie thanks to Mike Matheson, JP.
Well, Mike Matheson had
Oh, it was the Expo Center. Sorry, I looked away from the screen. I think the arena they play in for the Expo Center probably seats between 25 and 3, maybe 4. It's nice because there is not really a bad seat for Stingers games. Hey, that's cool. That's pretty awesome. I never even thought about that. The littler venue with less people. Hey, so what did you pay? Like, what's a person looking at for like an adult admission? Also, like, there is a Calgary team. Have you seen them? Oh, and Carolina answers back less than a minute later by none other than the infamous Taylor Hall. And he'll make it 2-1 Carolina over Montreal late in this first period.
the playoffs, and this is a play that starts up just by the Canadiens bench. It gets fired into the corner over to Jakub Dobeš's glove side, and then fed back out. It's Carrier and Dano who get mixed up net front, and it's Hall who just finds the angle that he needs to slide that puck past Dobesh and allow the Canes to take a 2-1 lead on their 8th shot of the period.
So there's the first goal in this round for that second line, and it doesn't happen without the play from Keandre Miller, but Taylor Hall gets the goal for Miller and Blake at 16-21, and the Canes are back on top in game 3. As the Habs work it in their own zone, it's taken away by Carolina. They got their 4th line back on the ice. And as Montreal drive out to center, and there's going to be a whistle here for a glove pass with 3:16 to go in the period. So Taylor Hall has become a bit of a story too, JP. Despite that being this is first goal of the series, he was a physical menace in game 2 for the Hurricanes.
Well, he's been a physical menace all of this playoff series. In the first round, we saw the hit beat out of Jake Sanderson, pretty much ended Sanderson's playoff. And I think there was a lot of Canadians fans weren't too happy to see the run that he took at Wayne Hudson. Wayne Hudson goes down, comes up a little.
Calgary Surge, the CEBL team here, plays at Olympic Park. That's far in like the south end, I think, or farther in the south end. I've not seen them in person. I should. because they play an annual game at the Saddle Dome, has attracted about 10,000 people both years. Hey, that'd be all right. I paid like 40 or 50 for a ticket to the Stingers. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Can't complain too much. Flipside Gaming back. Welcome back, Flipside Gaming.
Suzuki alongside Coughlin. Here's the thing that I want to pay close attention to, though, on that last play. The Canadians once again got caught 3 men deep in the zone. The puck comes back to the point. There's a pitch that is made, and if that doesn't go all the way down to the icing, that could have been an odd man situation for Carolina. We've seen it happen at least 2 or 3 times here in the first period where the Canadians have been caught. It's going to be something that Canadians are going to have to pay close attention to.
Carolina up to center. It's chipped in by William Carrier. Goes after Alex Carrier in the far side corner. Matheson gets dumped. They battle for it near side. Alexander Carrier. Checked by Jordan Martineau. Held up behind the Montreal net here. Puck is wedged up along the boards. And it's muscle free. Right to Sean Walker. Near side face-off dot. Little weak shot in on Dovish. No trouble. Matheson. Here, and everyone's going to have a stick in their hand for this face-off.
See, they're making a Lord of the Rings open world RPG. It's getting developed by a European studio called Warhorse. I did not see that. When did you see that? How old is this? I haven't seen anything. I haven't even seen an advertisement. They made Kingdom Come Deliverance games, which look sick. I also haven't seen those, but I would take a look at those. On the notes of new gaming, have you seen Indiana Jones, the new Indiana Jones?
Transition here. It'll be Newhook gets it deep in the Carolina zone. And it's spun all the way around back to center. And look out, here goes Sebastian Aho. Through the middle, stretch the car with a shot. Big stop from Jakub Dovish. Range is over to take that away off the
This news came out like a week ago. Oh, right on. I haven't heard that, but that's great. That sounds great. Open world RPG, yeah. No, I can't argue with that.
He's brought down. He'll spin it off the boards back for Nikishin. Loose in the middle. That's an easy touch for Newhook.
Yeah, I need to play the new Indiana Jones game. Looks sick too. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was watching somebody on a stream do it, and I was like, shit, this looks pretty cool, actually. It's just as much like mystery and I don't know. The one that I saw, the guy hadn't even done any real like action-packed stuff. He had just gone around talking to everybody, and yeah, couldn't believe it was Indiana Jones. It looked cool though.
Blocker setting on Dovish. Face-off win for Carolina. Miller breaks a one-timer. That's stumped by Dovish. Hastily picked up by Matheson trying to clear. Miller holds it in.
Alrighty.
Take a little break from keeping up with the news. You know what they do?
Grindamore had wanted to do.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We're getting ready for the second period here. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Montreal Canadiens. Carolina's going to have a 43-second power play to start the second period, so it'll be 5-on-4.
First unit for Carolina. Evans, Newhook, Matheson, Carrier for Montreal. The half move left to right in the second period. We begin with the Carolina face-off win. Here is Ehlers. Off on the far side, Jarvis, the Montreal zone. Back for Svechnikov. His shot redirects off of Jake Evans. It's high out of play.
I'm surprised Evans is not checking his stick as that puck takes a deflection off the stick.
Already seen one bad bounce off of Doc's stick. And that led to Carolina's first of the night. This one is a much more favorable bounce for the Canadiens head of play and will face off to the glove-hand side of Jakub Dobish. Canadiens win it back and shuttle it all the way out to the Carolina zone.
Montreal will shovel it out. Carolina's got 20 seconds left on that power play.
Now here goes Nick Ehlers. Center for Carolina, moving the inside. There's the shot. Dobish all over that, makes the save and covers up.
There's an electricity around Nick Ehlers as he guts that puck. He actually fans on this pass. The intention was to kick it out to the sidewall, and he fans on it, ends up collecting it, but makes such a good mistake that he clears the Canadiens defender out of the way, gets in on Dobish, who has to make a beautiful save. Spills the rebound, but ends up covering up.
Martin. Picked up by Ehlers. Back to Walker. There's a hard shot blocked by Philip Deneau. Deneau gets it away. Out to center. With Josh Anderson. It'll be flipped in behind the Carolina net. Played back to center though by Martin. Taken away. Back to the Carolina zone by Miller. And he'll fire it up the near side.
South will rise again. Confederacy. Do it for the ice hockey legend Robert E. Lee. That's right. The greatest hockey player of them all, of all time, Robert E. Lee.
Can't get the puck out to center. It bounces off the Carolina player though and gets out to neutral territory as Hall plays it in.
That's a pretty fortunate bounce for Montreal. They made a hash out of that, trying to get out of their zone.
Here's Evans. We'll go over to Lane Hudson again. Broken up. Here's Jackson Blake. Good back check by Jake Evans. Might have just saved a goal. And again gave it away. But Carolina was staying COVID playing right back. And here's Hudson out to center. He'll shoot it in. That's 4 giveaways on that shift for Montreal in their own zone.
We're only 3 minutes into the period.
Canadians deep in Carolina territory.
Nathan Bedford Forrest was a good hockey player too.
Lost the puck to Stan Coben.
The greatest.
Off the far side though.
Who's the greatest hockey player to ride a horse ever.
The rebound, Struble on the doorstep, can't get it through, and it's covered up.
Well, Struble had been crashing down, and he actually exchanged places with Caulfield, who had made his way up to the far right point box. The puck comes downhill and fires this in on Anderson. Anderson is a big goaltender in that net. Not a whole lot to shoot for, so Caulfield is shooting for the rebound, and he's trying to help Struble find that puck. Ends up getting covered. That's a first decent work that we've seen out of Caulfield this game.
Carolina win the face-off. Trying to play it
All
out
the
to
while
center.
enjoying that wonderful southern tobacco.
Territory. Canadians gather it. Suzuki, center ice. Over the line on the right side. Drives into the corner. Spins it back around. Shot does not get through to the net. Suzuki back to the line. Heads off. Slavkovsky carries all the way to the far side with a shot. That one whistles wide. Near side, Dobson. His shot snapped up by Anderson. And he's got no problem freezing that with 16:32 to go in the second.
Much better puck management by Montreal, and Juraj Slavkovsky and Nick Suzuki exchanged this puck up by the blue line and allow Slavkovsky to get a little bit of speed moving over towards the bench side.
And this game is starting to look a little bit like the last one, with Carolina sort of dominating puck possession and doubling up the shots.
And on Jankowski, but Jankowski will get tossed. So
Dixie's land.
Carrier wins it back. Hurricanes try to play it out to center. It's off a body. Now it'll be carried to center ice, and Jankowski.
It's gonna get this axed. Get it axed like immediately.
Taken away behind the net by Robinson. Wraparound try. Dovish got a stick on it. Canadians play it to center. Big hit along the far boards. William Carrier got a good piece of Kirby Dock.
Anytime Carrier is going to get close, he's going to make you pay.
Out of center, Lane Hudson. Moved in off the boards. Carolina corralled. Sean Walker directs it ahead. Robinson plays it in, and Carolina get a full line change. Lane Hudson, he takes a hard hit from Martin. Puck is given away, and now there's a delayed penalty on Carolina. Lane Hudson had the stick knocked out of his hands in front, and they're going to call this slashing.
So there you go. Jordan Martinook knocked Lane Hudson's stick out of his hands, and they're going to call it slashing, and he's going to go out for 2 minutes. Montreal's going to get a chance here on the power play. Be 5-on-4.
Jordan Martinook in disbelief as he heads off to the net, to the penalty box. Excuse me, it was a net-front battle.
So stats right now: shots on goal 16-7 for Carolina. Hits are 14-11 for Montreal. Face-offs won are 15-11 for Carolina. And block shots are 15-7 Montreal. Uh-oh, don't look now. Don't look now.
Carolina getting up to center right off the draw. Hurricanes penalty kill is 95.5%.
95% penalty kill for the Carolina Hurricanes, but it might not matter here.
Ball players. That's right. As here goes Caulfield to center.
Caulfield to center.
And on the right side.
On right side. There you go. Goal! Lane Hudson. And this Bell Center is going absolutely bonkers, ladies and gentlemen. We got pandemonium in here. We call this Hudson's revenge. He gets his stick knocked out of his hand, and he comes back to score on the power play.
With a slingshot for that puck to come back to Nick Suzuki, but instead Cole Caulfield gains the line, plays back and forth, and ends up getting it over onto Lane Hudson's stick. Freddie Anderson deep in his crease, can't get over in time. That's an easy one.
And I don't know what it is about Anderson, but he seems to just let in goals at the worst time. 2 goals on 8 shots is not good, ladies and gentlemen. Anderson, I don't know about that Anderson, you know. Nothing against him personally, but professionally, there's just times where he does not play that good.
Spins it around to the corner. Broken up by the Canes. And out to center they go. That's Hudson for
2-2, and that is a big goal to convert on the power play by Lane Hudson to tie this game back up at 2.
We are tied at 2. In game 3 as Carolina come to center left side. Here's Taylor Hall. Through the middle. Blake lost it.
Yeah, there you go. No, that's right. You can't keep them down.
Dovish had fallen. Canes
They refuse.
Montreal will try and settle it down. That's knocked away though from Evans. Stolen by the Canadians again. As Newhook hands it off, far side, Gooley.
Carolina does have a tendency to dominate this game, but
A nightmare here with puck management.
if Montreal can score on the limited chances they get, it won't matter.
Puck loses the handle on his helmet.
Hurricanes have it at center. And off the far side, Seth Jarvis, wrister, he flies that one wide. Svechnikov moves it around. Aho on it. Far side, tried to play that out in front. Goes back into the slot and forced out to center. Now to Keisha. Quickly up to center ice again. Pass intended for Aho. He tipped it, no icing. Rattled around the boards by Dovich. Here's Anderson. Ahead for Philip Deneau. He'll play it in. Habs with 2 goals on 8 shots. Being outshot 17-8 in this game. As they get set up off the forecheck. Near side, Texier. Passes it away. That could be trouble. Here goes Aho through center. Looking for Jarvis. That gets away from him.
A sweet play by Matheson. Matheson just got his stick on that enough to direct that puck in the corner.
Philip Deneau in on the right side. To the corner stops. Hits the line. Matheson. Laid back down low. Chatfield gets to it. Up the near side. It squeaks out to center. Martinook for Ehlers. Left side. Throws it across. Jordan Stahl plays it down low. Back up the far side. Taken away by Montreal. Out to center to go with Doc. Here goes Doc. Near side plays it around the Carolina zone. Far side pulled it. Long shot off the glove of Anderson. Flutters dangerously wide of the net. Here's Hudson up top. Near side, Hudson. Into the corner, stops. Pulls back. Long shot deflected by Slavin. As this will be pushed to center by Carolina.
Of course, the kick save net front by Slavin to redirect that puck in the corner.
Now here's Slavkovsky. Gives it away as he crossed the Carolina blue line. Good pass by Chatfield right to Jankowski. Throws it cross ice off the boards. Robinson under pressure. Defers down low for William Carrier. Fending off pressure. William Carrier up the near side. That'll be played out to center by Caulfield. Hurricanes back the other way. Jankowski gets checked along the boards by Struble. Here's Lane Hudson. A pair of big hits as he absorbs them both from Carolina to the forecheck. That's through center. Here's Slavkovsky near side. Stops. Back through the middle. Suzuki with a try to the net. Can't get it through. To the line. Carrier. Far side. Gooley. Shot that's blocked by Taylor Hall. Far side. Gooley. Swings it down low. All the way around. Near corner. Suzuki. Back to the line. Shot flung wide of the net. Swiped that by Jankowski, and the Hurricanes come to center. Near side, Jackson Blake. In the corner with Carrier, throws a hit. Pass back to center, almost had a breakaway. Slavkovsky couldn't get the pass off for Caulfield.
And so now the shots are 18-9 in favor of Carolina. Dobesh makes a big blocker save, and the crowd gets right behind him with big applause. Here's Suzuki. Shots high. Back to center. So Davidov gets called offside, and the crowd lets the ref know about that. Big time booing from this Bell Center here in Montreal. All right, everyone, here we go. It's a brand new game here at 2-2. Midway through the second and halfway through this game between Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I am your host, BOG0690. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. I hope you are doing well.
Shot goes wide. Jankowski back to Nikisha. Another risker. That's tipped by Robinson. Save made by Dobish. And to the point, good keeping by Nikishin. Played all the way to the far side. Robinson for Carolina. Down low, Jankowski. Far side. Hands off to Shane Gostisbehere. All the way to the point. Flings it wide again. As the Canadians try and chop it out.
Terry really struggling in his own end this evening.
That's Alex Carrier as it's passed over to Deneau. He's run into by Martinook. Kane's been all over on the forecheck here. Montreal as they pick off another puck. Down low, Nick Ehlers. Over to the near side, trying to go short side on Dobish. No luck there. That one hurt Dobish. He's still not to his feet here. The Hurricanes played off the glass. Have settle it down, and that'll give Dobish a moment to recover.
Looks like it's caught on his right shoulder.
Here's Texier. Drives it in deep to the Hurricane zone. Back to the bench. Look out. Habs are changing, but able to get it off clean here. Back down low. Jordan Stahl. Battles with Davidov as Dobish is still flexing that shoulder in his own net.
Walker and Texier having a pretty good battle.
Carolina to center with speed. Sean Walker throws it across ice. Carolina getting a line change in here as Strubal's run into by Svechnikov. Up it goes for Newhook. Center lane Hudson. In over the line. Hudson passes off Strubel. Near side looking to connect with Jake Evans. Goes back in behind the Carolina net. Now stripped away by the Canes. Aho lays it to center. It's swatted down by Strubel, and they're going to call this for a high stick.
It's an impressive play by Strubel as he's backing up. Just swings at this puck. It was going to be a 3-on-2.
Thank you. Love the Confederacy. Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Are you looking for
Number 2, Lane Hudson has tied this game at 2, and he has been electric in the second period.
And we're back.
First period, no question about that, but it's been very busy in the second. There's no question as well that Lane Hudson is being targeted by Carolina. Anytime they get close to him, they're taking a run. We saw Taylor Hall do it.
After this game, Montreal will have to sign a peace treaty in Richmond, Virginia. Yeah. They'll be forced. They'll be cornered. They'll be surrounded. There's no way out. You must sign.
Knocked down by Carolina. Stan Coleman feeds it back. Back to center again it goes. Montreal are on it. Here's Caulfield near side. Throws it down low.
Is that a better ending though than like what happened to Caesar?
It's tied up by Slavin. And the puck comes free for Jackson Blake. Back up to center. Matheson takes down his man. It's run in though for Jackson Blake with his shot. And a pad save made by Domus, who almost slides into the restricted zone to cover it up. We get a bit of a scrub behind the net.
Taylor Hall comes in late. It's a cross check. It goes over immediately to complain to the referee. Referees having none of it. Jackson Blake, with -4 through the first 2 games, had no shots on goal in game 2. Highly productive in the playoffs so far. That might be his best look in the series.
Yeah. Been a good player for Carolina. They've already signed him to a big contract as well.
How do you not?
8 years.
Young player like that shows tremendous upside.
4th round pick to Carolina 2020. Of course, his dad Jason was a long-time NHL. 871 games. Played in Olympics as well in 06 for USA. As Carolina getting loose off the faceoff, out in front. Here's Svechnikov. He's brought down as he got the shot off. Loose in front, far side, big block from Alexander Carrier. As Dolbish.
So there was action in front there, and it looks like someone was holding Svechnikov because he had a good chance. Otherwise, he had a good look.
Montreal, number 21, Minor Valley for tripping. It's Cooley who gets caught in a one-on-one battle coming out of the corner. He just can't catch up. That's Taylor Hall with the puck. It looks to me like the Canadians took the foot off the gas. They thought that they were going to...
So Gooley loses a battle in the corner there, and looks like he trips Taylor Hall. So he's going off 2 minutes for tripping. This is going to give Carolina a 2-minute penalty, 5-on-4 here. About 7 minutes left in the second.
They'll get it set up. Here's Aho. Through in front. Jarvis shot. That's blocked. No, back off the far side and hit the goalpost. And Matheson flicks it off the glass and out down the ice.
That was a tic-tac-toe passing by the Kings. And that very nearly ends up in the back of the Canadiens' net.
Friend from Montreal have to bend the knee.
Gene Goss is fair.
Yeah, it'll be like the Louisiana purchase.
Here's Nick Ehlers.
Thank you very much. Cha-ching.
Poke to the line.
Now your French belong to us.
Out to center. And right into the Hurricane zone. He's going to twist back to center ice. And now back to Matheson. It's played all the way down ice. Canes regroup. 1:10 to go. And the 5-on-4. Shane Goss to spare. Hits it off. Ehlers far side for Jarvis. Back to the net. That's tipped right on by Aho and stopped. And the puck gets away from Goss to spare and goes back to center again. Now Goss to spare. Over the blue line. Far side corner. Matheson. Chance to clear, and he'll do that. As he fires it all the way down ice to Freddie Anderson.
Matheson wins the one-on-one battle in the corner with Svechnikov.
Hurricanes up to center. Here's Nick Ehlers. 30 seconds to go on the penalty kill for Montreal. Down low, Taylor Hall. Center! There's the shot. That's blocked by Jake Evans as he takes it away from Sagan.
Jake Evans with a big block.
Goes underneath Evans.
And he'll get the puck. And
22 seconds to kill for Montreal.
That's a tough spot for Evans.
yeah, they blow the whistle on that one.
And he tries to fudge it to make it look like he doesn't know where it is. He knows exactly where the puck is. But when that happens, you know that the pitchforks are going to be coming out from Carolina. Referee quick on the whistle, blows that puck down.
Big shot blocks here from the Canadians, JP.
Well, we saw just before the penalty, we saw the big block by Carrier and Jake Evans most recently.
Face off left hand side on Dovic. One back play Montreal. And flung all the way around the boards by Alexander Carrier in the center. Only 15 seconds to go on the 5-on-4 for Carolina. DeAndre Miller to center. Rifles it in. Hard corner.
That penalty's expired. Gooley's done. He's out.
Power play is over. Gooley returns to the ice for Montreal.
And still Carolina
Save some green, roll with yellow. Take advantage of big cashback.
It's going to be whistled down outside.
Hail the Confederacy.
Go in the second.
You're back. How was your shower? You got the fans going now?
As this game stays tied at 2 on Habs Hockey. GSN 6-9. Right in this game.
Well, Rick, to think of it, had 12 shots last game, 8-2.
All right, we are back. Carolina continues, like last game, to dominate the shots on goal, 22-9. The hits are close, with Montreal leading 19-17. Face-offs won are in favor of Carolina, 20-14.
Canadians lose the face.
And block shots are in favor of Montreal, 20-11.
Defensively.
Score is 2-2 here with about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second period.
Jankowski, if he was going into the corner, we've seen Bolger deliver some pretty heavy hits. We know he can really shoot the puck, but he is a tough player to play against. If he makes it difficult on you, he's far more offensive.
Milano in for the face-off against Jankowski. Blocker side on Dobich. And Jankowski wins it clean right between his two D-men. Miller from center. Flies it back in. Bounces through for Joe Milano. He'll track it down the near side. He's thrown into the boards by William Carrier. And so slap it in from center. And they're going to be whistled down offside.
There's another example with Carey as he comes along the wall and delivers a heavy hit on Milano. Carey is made for this time of year. That fourth line alongside Jankowski has obviously been highly effective here early on in the series against the Canadiens.
They have, JP, and I would argue that Carrier has been the best player on that third, or on that fourth, or whatever line you want to call it. It's been an impact line for Carolina.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say that generally speaking, whenever it's your fourth line, you're talking about just the depth group, but this has been an impact line for this Carolina Hurricanes team.
Kane's thrown in from
This is Dixieland, boy. Meet me in the backwoods. I got something to show you.
Deflects off the Suzuki into the corner. Back up it goes to center. Slavkovsky in on Slavin, far side with a shot, angled it wide of the net. Loose puck behind the net. It'll be played by Chatfield. Ripped around
Chatfield with it now, rips it around the end.
Center by
Out to center.
And now played in.
And this Montreal crowd getting behind their team again with "Go Habs, Go" chants. Slavkovsky with the shot. Save.
At the top of the goal now, going to be picked up by Carolina. And
Big save by Anderson. Carolina with it now.
Caulfield off a shot from the point by Dobson.
couple good saves there from Frederick Anderson with the pads. As in behind the net, look out, here's Anderson in the forecheck. Carolina able to recover, at least for the moment. Anderson back in there, battles with George Martinook.
Just a blur coming in from Anderson in front of Anderson.
Martinook with a backhand, a good play, gets it up the center. Here's Ehlers.
Ehlers with it. Lost to spare. And there you go. Another massive save by Dobesh. And this crowd, they will give that man applause all day long for playing the way he does.
Ehlers finds Gostisbehere going hard in the net. And it's a backhander. Dobesh is forced to get his...
We're getting Dobie chants now. Dobie, Dobie.
Hudson under pressure.
Hudson under pressure.
Puck bounced around in the slot, settled by Deneau.
Deneau with it. Out to center.
Freddie Anderson right back to
Anderson with it. Out to center.
Taylor Hall.
Taylor Hall with it.
Stankoven near
Stankoven
into the slot.
into the slot.
Matheson's tied up.
Matheson's tied up.
Up to center. And the Canadians gently play it in.
Canadians dumping in. Canadians dumping in.
Walker skates around up the center ice for Carolina. Left side moving in. Sean Walker to the net, and he takes out Dobish.
Oh! Oh! Walker takes out Dobesh, and there's no call, and this crowd is not liking it.
I don't think there's any question about this. I mean, you got the Dobesh a bit up, and I'm pretty irritated.
And these boos are loud.
I understand.
This crowd is just giving it to the ref on this one.
Has the right to get to the net, but Walker just gets knocked off late and makes no attempt to get out of the way of Dobesh. Plows over the top of him. I mean, Jake Evans is going off to the box as well. Who jumped on top of Blake as soon as that play ended. Excuse me, Walker. As soon as that play ended.
The Megalodon man meat, he says. The Megalodon man meat. So we've got 4-on-4 here. One is 2 minutes for interference, the other is 2 minutes for roughing.
Takes a minor after Sean Walker bulldozed right into the act of Dobish.
Sean Walker, as I mentioned, he loses the puck. But as a player, I'm always watching your feet to show me what your intention is. Walker could have easily peeled off to the right-hand side and gone past Dobesh. Instead, he hits the brakes, and he gets fed right into the back.
Megalodon. Megalodon's pretty cool.
His crease is in good shape. Last thing Dobesh needs is to be patching an edge. Marty St. Louis does not look too pleased at this call that's been made.
So face off to the Walker side on Dobish. We go 4-on-4. It's Aho, Jarvis, Chatfield slated for the Canes. Matheson, Carrier, Caulfield, Suzuki from Montreal. Carolina won the face-off.
4-on-4, at least till the end of this period, and then there'll be like 4-on-4 at the beginning of the third for maybe about 10 seconds.
He'll drive the net. His shot is stopped by Dobish. Still loose in front. And here will Habs to center.
2-on-1. Montreal. Suzuki.
Passes through. Crafty pass between the legs, but it ends
Oh,
up in the corner.
pass goes off. Into the corner.
And now Carolina threatens.
Carolina recovers.
Here's Aho.
Here's Aho.
He'll slow it down. He was under pressure. Carolina get a line change.
Well, what an assist that would have been as Suzuki gets the puck, runs out of space, and fires it between his legs over the side for Caulfield. Canadians were out of range by that point.
Here's DeAndre Miller to center. Over the blue line. Left side. Center is for Blake as shot goes wide.
Montreal now giving the ref you know what chance.
Here goes Dobson.
Dobson with it.
Shuffled ahead for Suzuki. Far side. Demidov moves it. Dobson back on the near side. Tipped it wide.
Dobson with the chance. It gets tipped wide.
Passes off. Far side. Ehlers wheels in. Behind Dovish. Left side. Miller. Drops off to Blake. Up high. Gostisbehere. Under pressure. Trying to shake off Newhook. Newhook takes it away. And the Canadians come ahead to center with Demidov. They'll fire it right across. 12 seconds to go in the period. Newhook down low. Back up the wing. Hands it off to Matheson. Back down low. Trying to wrap it around. Lost the handle on it. He's going to run out of time.
And there we go. After 40 minutes, this game is 2-2, and we are going into the second intermission, everybody. Thank you for being here this evening, but it is second intermission, so do what you have to do. Take a break, stretch your legs, get a drink, get a snack, go to the bathroom, do what you need to do. And we will be back here later for the third period between the Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes.
Only power play goal in the series thus far in 4:43 of period number 2. Hurricanes and Canadiens are tied at 2. The Hurricanes out shooting Montreal 25-11. We got the second intermission roundtable coming your way next. Brought to you by Vance First.
Donkey Kong 3 yet? Not yet. One more period still. Not playing the song on this stream. Just FYI.
After 2, in game 3 on HudsHockey.tsn. 6-9.
Montreal is harboring WMDs. Yeah, their whole team is WMDs.
All right, team. Quick update. Since game day decisions don't
Jakob Dovesh is not in the net making the saves that he's making. This is a completely different picture for the Montreal Canadiens. There's always going to be timely saves, and those timely saves, sometimes you forget about them, but they are clutch saves. Evans jumped in on top of him. Got to pull him out of that pile.
All right, everyone, welcome back for this third and hopefully exciting conclusion of this game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes.
Looks like he was pretty content to go in and get a piece of Dovesh in his net.
Habs tip it in from center. Freddie Anderson out to stop.
Why are they America's most hated? What did they do?
Jarvis.
Why aren't they liked?
Taken away by Suzuki. In neutral territory. Shoveled in off the boards. It comes all the way around back to center. Here goes Aho sprinting ahead. Far side is all by himself. Carolina's getting a line change in.
Yeah, the haters are probably just powering him up. Probably just giving them the motivation they need.
Check center's first thing. Colvin shot goes astray off of Nick Suzuki. And now back at center. Carolina control.
Because they flop all the time for foul calls? That's it?
Cross ice. DeAndre Miller.
That's it? I mean, that's a little cheap, but I mean, if you should be good enough to adjust your game accordingly, I would think.
Minute and a half gone. In the third period of play. Hansen. Carolina tied at 2. Long stretch to center by Montreal. That's picked off by
I bet the refs have their hands full though, you know, trying to see if they're what's a charging call and what's an actual block. Like, are they moving their feet? Starts doing it.
Texier feathers it ahead. Shane Gostisbehere goes back for it. Went all the way up to
Don't hate the players, hate the game. That's right. Like, if you're gonna keep driving, you know, everyone knows your weakness. You gotta, like I said, you have to adjust. Good teams learn how to adjust, find ways to win. Even Montreal here, they are being outshot. And Carolina's goalie all year has been shaky at best, in my opinion. I've seen him have pretty bad games, truth be told, and right now he's not playing great. Carolina's a good team, but their goalie, I don't know, he's a bit sketchy.
Low roller in on Dovish is easily turned away. Puck goes back to center for Carolina. They'll give it away to Montreal. Matheson drives it ahead for Bolduc. Siphoned in over the Carolina blue line. DeAndre Miller up the far wing. Canes come ahead to center. Space on the near side for Ehlers. He's out of gas, though. Needs a line change. And the Canadians throw it away off the boards. Unforced error there. That's going to be an icing call.
Well, with no question, it's going to come back to the Canadians' own. Mike Matheson collects his puck. He's looking to fire it up through the neutral zone. Doesn't get to anybody. All the way down behind Freddie Anderson. You know, the Canadians here early on in the third period have had multiple chances to clear pucks, fire pucks into the neutral zone. There's one thing about getting them into the neutral zone.
Did you know, been 6 years, tragic death? Yes, congratulations. He was a Canes fan. Ah, that explains everything. He's with them in spirit. He's with them in spirit tonight.
Face-off went for Carolina. Near side wing, Svechnikov. Drags it away from Dobson. He's brought down in front of the Montreal net. Places alive for Jarvis. Down low for Aho. Carries up top, switches with Keandre Miller. Drops it off. Sean Walker goes all the way in behind the Montreal net. Turns for Sebastian Aho up the far side. Aho to the line, rips it across. Svechnikov. Back up top, and he's forced to center with Sebastian Aho.
We got cold ones and the blue pill. That's funny.
4 minutes gone in this third period of play. We're still tied at 2.
That's a heck of a play. Top of the zone by Jake Evans on Sebastian Aho. Aho using his body to screen Evans, but Evans able to get the stick in, clear the zone for the Habs.
Habs tipping in from center. Struble, first one in on the forecheck. Collides with Chatfield near side. Carolina settle it down at Stankoven. And he'll dart ahead to center. Long stretch up the far side. Filtered in rest of the way by Taylor Hall. Here's Blake behind the Montreal net. Blake turns around, can't get the shot off. Suzuki on it now. He'll start ahead to center. He's got Hudson.
Suzuki with it. Hudson joining him.
On the far side, Caulfield tried to.
Hang on.
Back to center for Josh Anderson. Filipino. All the way to the corner. Carolina zone. 14-11 to go in this third period. Tied at 2. Canes back to center ice.
Canes back to center ice.
By Noah Dobson.
Dobson.
Not a whole lot going on here in terms of shots on net on either side.
That's right. It's quiet here in this third period.
Definitely cautious approach for both teams here early on in the third.
Canes flying out down
Turning into a bit of a chess match, and it'll be icing.
Not exactly wide open like we saw in the second period.
Puck management will be key. These all teams are just looking for that little edge, the little mistake that you make that will be able to pick you apart. You can see Nikolai Ehlers on that last play on ice. He's coming up from behind Dawson's spear on the flank. It's a little flat pass. Ehlers is able to skate onto it, but a hard slap shot goal that goes by the net.
Face-off win for Carolina.
Carolina wins the face-off.
Right back in.
Habs fired back in.
And it comes around the boards and ends up catching someone on the Carolina bench.
Around the boards and into the Carolina bench, and that'll be a face-off.
We'll take our first break of this final frame on Habs Hockey TSN 6-9.
All right, we're back. 13:43 here, remaining in the third period.
Third period, 3-2 might be the final score tonight with the way we're going.
Certainly looks like it's heading that way. As I mentioned, everybody just looking for that little.
There has been a little bit more of a laid-back pace this third period, and we might be looking at Another overtime looming, just like last game.
Canadians win the face-off at center. It's played in behind the Hurricane net. Anderson stops it. Plays it all the way back up to center. Here's Sean Walker. Laid off to the near side for Eric Robinson. It's ridden into the boards by Zachary Bolduc. And Alexander Carrier to center for Montreal by himself. Slows it over the line. Waits for Davidov to catch up. Hands off to him. Davidov off the boards to Gooley. Back down. To an awkward one for Davidov. He couldn't handle it. And the Hurricanes flip into the Montreal line. Canadians at center with Jake Evans. He'll play it in off the boards. Jacob Slavin back to it. Back through center. Deflected by Aho. Canadians looking to center ice again. This time cut off by Jalen Chatfield. And they'll roll it in behind the Montreal net. 12:40 remains in the third period in a 2-2 tie.
All right, and here we go again with some more Go Abs Go chants from this crowd here at the Bell Center in Montreal, trying to rally the Canadians here, see if they can get something here and go ahead late in this game. Next goal probably wins, but we'll see what happens. Stay tuned to this for this stunning conclusion. And we're going to get an icing call.
Understands who the most dangerous player is, and that's Caulfield. Caulfield draws his attention, pulls him out of the middle of the ice, and he opens that lane. Allows Nick Suzuki to fire that puck up, anticipating Slavkovsky is going to be able to skate onto it.
Face-off blocker side on Dobish. It's one back for Chatfield. Down the far side, over to Stahl. Jordan Stahl in the corner. Good battle here with the captains, him and Nick Suzuki. Now Ehlers picks it up. To the line. Chatfield waits, tries the shot. Good block by Uri Slavkovsky. Flipped up to center, and it bounces on Caulfield. He collects it though. Drops it off for Suzuki. Low in the Hurricane zone. Suzuki under pressure. Gets it off behind the net for Caulfield. Caulfield to the line. Dribble shot blocked in front. Play to the far side.
Struble shot blocked in front by Jordan Stahl. Oh, and don't look now. Oh, Caulfield high in the slot. Just pace. Dobson centers and scores. We have a goal. Goal. Noah Dobson. And that goal horn and that crowd. Holy mackerel. It is going absolutely crazy here at the Bell Center. Montreal will lead for the first time in this game. 3-2. With about 11 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the third period.
Slavkovsky, and instead of deflecting the puck into the corner, he deflects it 5-hole right past Anderson, gives the Canadians the lead on Dobson's first goal of the playoffs.
That is Dobson's first goal of the playoffs.
And we might have another look at this one, JP.
Oh, we're getting a look at it to see if there was offside prior to the goal. And if you're Carolina, you can't help but understand this. You know, if you could maybe challenge this and get it called back, that is going to be big time beneficial. But we'll see what happens if it's coming back or if this goal is going to stand.
Are almost always right, and we're getting a still frame right here. It's close, and it's offside. That's going to be no goal.
And I think this is coming back. I think it's going to be offside.
That's pretty clear view right there, JP.
I think it's coming back, but we're going to wait and see for the referee's final decision.
We're focusing our eyes to see it was offside on the far side. And Caulfield.
As a stop, you know that one's getting flagged. The message will come down. If anything happens here, then we are going to take a look at it.
Here's the call.
Here we go.
After Carolina's coach's challenge, the play was determined to be offside. We have no goal.
So this goal is coming back. After review, the play was determined to be offside prior to the goal being scored, so that makes it ineligible. It's coming back. It's still a 2-2 game. And that's unfortunate if you're a Montreal fan, and that's a huge break if you're a Carolina fan. So it is still 2-2 here, and it's still a tie game.
So we'll reset the clock.
Refs overthrow the goal. I guess you can put it like that. They have spoken, and that's that.
Face-off coming up to the left-hand side of Jakub Dovic.
Starting the third period, Carolina were dominating in the face-off circle, 61% that they had won through the first two.
Face-off left side on Dovic. One back by Carolina. Slavin at the point. Sifts a wrister wide. Down low, Chatfield. Run into the boards by Josh Anderson. As the Canes battle for it behind the net. Stankoven gets it over for Taylor Hall near side. All the way up to the line. Hall with a shot. Knocks a stick away. That belongs to Caden Goulet. Here's Jackson Blake. Back to Hall. Wrister. That's caught by Dovic. And he'll freeze it for the whistle.
Caught by Dovic, and that's going to get frozen for a whistle and a face-off.
This puck comes back to Taylor Hall. He identifies that Goulet's in front of him. Starts the challenge when Goulet hits the brakes. That shot gets fired in. Dovic makes a pretty easy save.
Face off to his blocker side. Hurricanes are going to go with their fourth line again. William Carey has played the fewest minutes in this game for the Hurricanes at 7:22, but I feel like we've noticed him, JP, every single time he's been on the
Why
ice.
isn't that the case so with some of the fourth line guys, especially somebody like Carey who makes such an impact physically? They only play 10, 11 minutes, but you hear them as much as you see them as they make contact along the wall.
Habs up the center. Here's Davidoff off the new hook left side with a shot that goes high off the glass and all the way out to center.
Habs still pressing here. Davidoff with the shot that goes off the glass, high off the glass and back to center.
Anderson stops it. Canes chop it to center. Struble goes down, and Carolina moving in with Sean Walker, and he'll rocket one high over top of Dovic. Near side, handled by Aho. It's down low. Svechnikov. Still at the blue line. Rolls it into the near corner. Seth Jarvis. Punished along the boards by Struble. Puck comes free behind the net for Aho. Out front. There's a shot from Walker. And another save from Jakub Dovic.
Another big save by Dovic on Aho. And a big applause from the crowd on that one.
Habs will settle it down. They're getting the line change, as are the Hurricanes. With 10:18 to go in the third. In a 2-2 tie. Hudson behind the net. Snaps it off the boards to center. Caulfield over to Matheson through the middle. He'll play it in. Ehlers goes after it, but Slavkovsky gets it away. Slavkovsky cycles around to Caulfield. Far side Dobson. Flings it to the net off the pad of Freddie Anderson and all the way out to center. Now Mike Matheson. Near side for Slavkovsky. Off the boards, knocked down by Jalen Chatfield. And we got a Carolina player down. And there is going to be a penalty.
Got a Carolina player down. There's going to be a penalty. Dobson's going off. 2 minutes for.
9:39 to go in this game.
Crowd doesn't like that one. They're booing pretty hard.
Stahl gently back to his feet. Here's the call.
Montreal number 53, Montreal interference.
Oh, he thought Dobson might have given Montreal the lead. It's
So he's going off 2 minutes for interference.
2 and 9:39 to play in the third period. Carolina are going to the power play. They're 0 for 2 tonight. They don't have a power play goal yet in the series.
Edward Kopchansky, let's go Habs. Welcome, Edward. Thank you for joining us here this evening. Let's go Habs indeed. In case you're not following, Montreal just had a goal called back, unfortunately, and now they're on the penalty kill after Dobson took 2 minutes for interference. And we're going to see what happens here. The Carolina Hurricanes have about 1:15 left on that power play.
It'll be picked up though by Newhook, and he'll shovel it out all the way down the ice. Minute 32 to go, and the Canes 5-on-4. Ehlers up the center. Crossing in far side. Drops it back for Shane Gostisbehere. Walks the line. Back and forth with Ehlers. Gostisbehere with a shot. He flies it wide. It'll be picked up by Ehlers. Settled down off the wing. Ehlers, far side. Back up high for Gostisbehere. Ehlers. Down to Jarvis. Back to Gostisbehere. Hard shot hit his own man, Sebastian Aho.
The right skate almost knocked Aho off his feet.
Now Jarvis, far side. Little hesitation. 49 seconds left in the power play.
49 seconds left in the Carolina power play.
Steps into a shot. That one might have taken a tip, and it goes off the boards and out to center.
That's a pretty fortunate bounce for Montreal. His power play for Carolina is very static. It's not overly difficult to defend. With the quality of the players out there, you'd think you'd see a little bit more movement.
Canes in over the line. Matheson makes a play on it. And Carolina roll it around to the near side for Jackson Blake. Blake to the far corner. Back up top. There's a shot for Miller. Good blocker saved by Dolbish.
Carolina with it in Montreal zone.
They'll filter it ahead to Jake Evans, who will go for a solo skate to center.
Jake Evans will take it out to center and dump it in. That should finish the power play.
All right, team, quick update. Since game day decisions don't stop at the dugout, I've taken on a new role.
Off the blade, his shot, his own man, Stan Colvin. And the Canadians look out to center ice. They've got numbers. Here's Slavkovsky in with Hudson, trying to play it through the middle. Off the tip, here is Suzuki. He lost it. And Carolina recovered.
Montreal with some offense there. Suzuki lost it, and Carolina will recover.
Kind of defensive effort by Stan Colvin. Looked like Suzuki was going to find a way in. And it was a pickpocket from behind from 22.
And the Canadians come in over the blue line.
And the Canadians coming over the blue line offside, and we're going to have a stoppage of play and a face-off. 6:58 left to go in this third period between Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina dominating in shots, 29-12. Hits are very close, with Carolina leading by 1, 24-23. Face-offs also pretty close, with Carolina 25 and Montreal 20. Penalties have been, Montreal has taken 4, Carolina has taken 3. Montreal has got 1 goal on the power play, Carolina was 0. And block shots, just 27-12 in favor of Montreal, so they're really laying it on the line tonight. And takeaways 10-2 in favor of Carolina, so they are having a tendency to dominate the play a bit, but Montreal is still somehow in this game.
Big chops. As the Canes come back in behind the Montreal net. Now William Perrier plants Bolduc into the boards. Here goes Joe Valeno driving ahead. He'll move it in. Valeno chasing after it behind the net. Kirby Dock near side. Tied up by Slavin.
Let the Confederacy reign again.
Gets in. Trying to knock
Rising
it
in.
loose.
Taylor Hill is our general.
And
He seems to be getting the points.
And played out to center. Picked up. Here's Sebastian Aho. Partial break.
Here's Aho.
On the line. Where is it?
Uh-oh.
It's underneath Dobish.
Dobesh may have it.
Is it over the line or not?
Is it over the line?
And it looks like Dobish managed to keep this one out.
It looks like Dobesh has saved it.
Dobesh had it under, he's shaking his head to say no chance that it was in. It was underneath him.
And now Dobie chants coming from the Montreal crowd here. He is holding them in this game. He has arguably held them in this entire playoffs.
Look at this on the replay. When we come back, it is
We're going to get a replay, but first, a commercial break.
6-9. So the game remains tied.
Okay, so Dobish in fact kept that goal out. This game is tied with about 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining.
Over to Dodson. All the way down the ice it goes, and no icing here.
Took a tip off Anderson's stick before crossing the line.
Canadians to the line. Matheson shot. That one hit the goal post. Jack.
Matheson with the shot off the goalpost.
Texier took a chip in front. Matheson far corner. Pressured by Blake. Pulled free by Montreal. Flung high and out of play. Over the glass by Philip Deneau.
This is a great play by Deneau as he comes up the wall and uses.
So Deneau puts it out of over the glass and out of play. Another stoppage, another face-off.
He's about to throw it. The puck stands up, and as he swings it, he ends up swinging this puck right up into the netting. Come back to the last sequence that we just saw there with Mike Matheson. There's a couple of quick steps, but he pulls towards the middle of the ice, and then he just changes the direction of his shot. And it's enough to catch the left post, the good side post from Anderson, who didn't see the puck going in.
Battle off the face-off. Half to win it back. Slavkovsky up there with the first line. Zips it to the near corner. Played right off ice for Martin. Here go the Canes to center. It'll be Ehlers left side. He'll just throw that into the near corner. Canadians take it away, place to center, but scooped up by Keandre Miller. Now Sean Walker, his pairing partner, guides it off the wood back over to Miller. Has it on the forecheck. Lane Hudson trying to force the turnover. Goes over to Walker. Played to center. It'll be flung in by Nikolai Ehlers.
Walker didn't see Stahl on the left-hand side of the ice near the Canadiens bench. He was wide open and calling for it. Makes a different decision with the pocket. Stahl's heading back to the bench, frustrated.
4:13 to go in Game 3. We are tied at 2. Out play it to center. Davidov, it got away from him, and it goes right to Jarvis, but this is going to be whistled down offside.
Another offside.
Only 4:05 to go. This third period. Haven't seen a whole lot from Jarvis. JB had that one chance on the power play, nailed the goalpost. 5-on-5, not a whole lot going for him.
And 4 shots in game 2. He was getting those looks. And you expected a little bit more for the Team Canada than 32 goal scorer this year.
Scored in the second round against Philly. Scored the first goal of this series in Raleigh. It's been held pretty silent ever since as the Hurricanes win the center ice faceoff. Again out there with Svechnikov, Aho, and Jarvis. As they sky it to center. This is picked up by Jake Evans. Played off the boards. Nikishin is going to get this and keep it away from Newhook. One hands it ahead for Jarvis. Carolina to center. It's played in deep by Sebastian Aho. Far side, Alexander Carrier is stapled to the boards by Svechnikov. Montreal up to center. Newhook had to throw it in. That's cut off by Jacob Slavin. Back up the near wing for Aho. Cross-save speed. And Svechnikov had it roll on him. Here go the Habs the other way.
Here comes Montreal with it.
Shift here is going to stay out. And he's bothered by Slavin.
Slavin will take it.
Slavin sits him down. And Newhook's going to go back to the Montreal bench for a change.
Newhook's gas as he heads back. Wasn't ready for that play.
Right or wrong, top surveys edition. If you missed
.252 to play. Here goes Caulfield to center.
Here's Caulfield with it. Over the line, and he'll lose the puck. Jankowski will take it. Back to the middle. Carolina with it.
It'll be picked up by Lane Hudson. Canadians reloaded. Back up ice they go. Suzuki with Slavkovsky.
Suzuki with Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky. Jackson Blake tries to center it. Here's Carolina with it to center. Down the left. Taylor Hall. His shot will get blocked by Gooley. Blake with a chance, and Gooley will block that too. And the crowd is applauding that one by Gooley. Great defensive plays. Taylor Swift.
Now here's Blake, far side for Carolina. Still in the attacking zone. Shot through the middle, picked off by Gooley. Down ice it goes.
Picked off by Gooley. That's going to be icing.
And it'll be an icing call with 1:40 to play.
1 minute 40 seconds left. We're going to get a face-off in the Canadian zone.
Gooley commits and gets up on the blade and ends up not being able to get his man. It's a 2-on-1 going the other way. Gooley manages to get back, goes to the ice and makes the save of Taylor Hall, who's trying to fire a wrist shot in on net.
Face-off blocker side on Dobich. It's one back by Carolina.
Carolina will win it back.
Slavin is stopped. And Montreal flying out down the ice, looking to spring in.
Montreal will get it, go down the ice.
To make the play. Moved off the glass and out, rolling in toward Dobich. He'll settle it down at the side for the whistle.
And we'll get another stoppage here and a face-off.
Flip down the middle of the ice, and we're in game 3. But Carolina knows full well the impact that Josh Anderson can have when he gets moving.
Face off to the blocker side on Dobich. Minute 23 to go in game 3. Still tied at 2. Shots 32-13 Carolina. Deneau in for the face-off against Sebastian Aho. Deneau wins it clean.
We've got 9 for 13 for Deneau in the evening.
Flown out to center. Or Carolina knock it down. No reset as Deneau goes to change. Evans onto the ice with Davidov and Newhook. Habs back 4. Keep their own zone. Demidov up for Matheson. He's got to step out to center. Off the new hook. Tries to play it in. This was smothered by Carolina. Final minute in regulation of game 3 is Carolina trying to spring Aho. Can't find him, and they've iced the puck as a result.
Now, Sebastian Aho should be really frustrated with himself as he did find himself with clear ice. Slavin gets the puck, spies the ball all the way down on the Canadians' blue line, fires that puck off of the wall, but Aho can't get his foot, can't get his stick, can't get anything on it. And it's getting back in the Canadian zone. Nick Suzuki will take the face off against Sebastian Aho.
Other side on Freddie Anderson. Battle off the draw. And it's a long one, but Carolina eventually win it, and Ehlers deposits the puck to center. Picked up there by Noah Thompson. 41 seconds to go in game 3. Still tied. Here's Hudson to center. Over to Caulfield. Played in off the boards. Miller behind his own net. Rips it around. Blake unable to handle it. It comes back to the near side, though. And Carolina will force it up the right side. And that goes off the linesman, it looks like. Except for Taylor Hall thinks it's going to be an icing call here.
So Carolina tries to force it up the side. It goes off the linesman and out. There's going to be an icing call and another stoppage. And we're just about done here in this third. It's been a back and forth contest with Montreal having a goal called back and Carolina almost scoring before the call being decided that it was a save by Dobesh.
Another one here as they elevate it off the glass. Have they iced it again? No, they have not. This does not have the gas. As Dobson back for it. Throws it ahead for Ivan Demidov. Final seconds here. 10 to play. Chopped away at the Carolina blue line. Back down the near side. Dobson behind his own net.
Some bees on cod.
Picked up by Stan
Bees.
That's going to be all for regulation time tonight.
All right, and that's going to do it. 2-2, end of regulation between Carolina Hurricanes and the Montreal Canadiens. And we are going to go for an intermission before we come back for overtime.
And for the second game in a row, off we go to overtime.
Lane Hudson for the game tires. Third of the postseason, all the way back in 4:43, the second period. We have not seen a goal since. We thought Noah Dobson might have given the Montreal Canadiens the lead. Called back on the outside. We're going to take a break. It is the intermission roundtable. I suppose it's brought to you by Fans First. Tickets for every game you need. Buy directly from season ticket. to the Knights.
All right, everyone, we are back here. We're about 40 seconds away from the beginning of overtime.
Maybe not. This could go a while tonight, JP. For the second time this year, is Carolina Montreal in overtime. The last one that Ehlers won in Game 2 did not last very long.
No, not at all. And it's electric play by Ehlers through the neutral zone. He takes a pass from Jankowski and in stride fires the shot pass. Yakubovich on his blocker side. And Carolina continues to roll when they get into overtime in this year's playoffs. 4-0 right now. They're 6-0 when they're going all the way back to the double series in 2025. So certainly a confident group as Stahl settles in to take this face-off against Danault.
Habs moving left to right here in overtime. Long change for both sides. As the Canadians play it right in off the bat, it comes back to center. Gets knocked away off the boot of Ehlers. And taken by Lane Hudson in his own zone. Over to Alexandre Carrier, stretching to center. Wants Texier. He's under pressure from behind. Picked up here by Lane Hudson. Circles around center. Hudson already with one Game 3 overtime winner through the middle. Here's Suzuki's shot. He put it wide of the net.
Suzuki with a shot, and it goes wide. And that one is tough to deal with.
As it'll be picked up by Jarvis. Over to Svechnikov. Down the far side, dropped it and gave it away. Here's Suzuki. In over the line, off to Slavkovsky. That's stripped away, then given away to Matheson. Spin move at the line, shot, that one hits the iron. It goes high out of play. And if your pulse wasn't racing before...
That was a post.
It certainly is now.
Well, what do you want from the Montreal Canadiens? They hadn't had a whole lot of shots. They don't have any more as that last shot from Matheson goes off the crossbar. Nick Suzuki comes in on the stretch pass from Hudson just as he's coming off the bench in on the breakaway. And he blows it past the left post. But two glorious opportunities for Montreal to end this game. Carolina's still alive, just over a minute in.
Off the draw, Habs win it. Dobson's shot is blocked. Another try. Passes off one at Demidov. That's knocked away by the stick of Chatfield. Demidov down low. Up high for Dobson. Shot does not get through to the net. Near side Newhook. Already a much better start to this overtime than it was in Game 2 for Montreal. Here's Hudson at the line. Walks across. Gives it over to Demidov, far side. He'll spin it.
Execute
down.
SU.
Jake Evans caught up as the Canes come away with it. And here they go to center. Driving through
Carolina with it now. Hank Oven to Taylor Hall.
Shot that rattles around into the corner.
Into the corner with it.
Tied up by Dobson.
Dobson ties him up.
Dobson guides it away.
Dobson with it.
And out to center. Here's Demidov.
Out to center with it. Demidov.
Off the boards. Shane Gostisbehere on it. We'll start ahead to center ice. 2 minutes gone in overtime.
Taylor Hall is our god, he says.
Into their own bench. That'll be a whistle.
And it's going to go into the bench, and that'll be a whistle.
Controlling the puck. There's a couple of rim releases down by one of the corners. Rim it all the way around to the far side, all the way up to the blue line. And that puck makes its way up to Cole Caulfield. Up to Lane Hudson. And Lane Hudson gets one of the Carolina defenders down, puts him on the tracks. It's a dangerous play. And having to go one-on-one against Lane Hudson.
Central zone face-off. Big tie-up here, but Stahl is able to win it back from Philip Deneau. It's rattled in around the boards.
Remember when Taylor Hall was going to save the Oilers? Oh, yeah, no, that's the reality of it. It's kind of funny to watch him now because he's been around, and when he went to New Jersey, he had a really great time there. Like he got a Hart Trophy, and like I think I know that they went to the playoffs before they got beat by Tampa Bay, but he proved that he's pretty much good on his own, you know. And now here he is on Carolina, and he's actually leading Carolina in points. So, you know, he put his time in. You know, he's from Calgary originally, so you know, could have been a lot worse the way I see it.
There's a big man, 6'5", and he can physically handle you down at the corner. But as we just saw saw with Mike Matthews that he was as good a skater as there is in the league. You know, when it was out of position, but it's the long reach that comes in to push that puck into the corner. Mike Matheson had his sights squarely set on cutting to the net.
Maybe the Oilers should not have given up on him. Oh, it wasn't, like, I think he knew that things were a disaster there and he wanted to get out. Because when he went to New Jersey, he became like the star of the show. He did get a Hart Trophy too when he was in New Jersey, so yeah. I don't know if they gave up on him or if they're just horrible at asset management to begin with. Like, he had made all-star games, like he was pretty good. They should have kept him, right? They just, I don't know. I don't know.
Canadians win the D-zone faceoff. Slavkovsky snaps it down the far side. Look out, that's deflected by Chatfield, but all the way over the glass and out of play.
That's a good snag.
It's coming in hot.
Still a drop of beer. He walks home with a souvenir. He's going to come to the Montreal General for a couple of stitches.
Face off in the neutral zone. Oh, he gave it to a kid too. How about that? Wow. Well, there is our first star of the game. Neutral zone face-off. Suzuki wins it back, and Gooley fires it in from center. Svechnikov tries to track it down near side. He will, and feeds it ahead for Jarvis. From center, it's tossed in. Behind the Montreal net, Hudson over to Suzuki, up for Slavkovsky. Through center now, Gooley left side. Moving in, stops. Pressured from behind by Chatfield.
I think they're just horrible at asset management. McDavid is probably gone too. Yeah, it's a little bit complicated because what I do know is that the team switched ownership right around the McDavid era, like right when he. Hang on.
Tries the shot, never got through, and it's sent back to center ice.
Okay, sorry about that. So going back to what I was saying, around the McDavid era, like right before he got drafted, the team was rumored to sell, and then I remember they were bought by Cats for something like $300 million, okay? And then, I don't know if it's Cats or Cates, but after he bought them and drafted McDavid, I'm not kidding, you can go look these stats up. The franchise value increased by like over 300%. So, you know, there's a lot to be said about, like before it was called the Edmonton Investors Group that owned them, and I think maybe they weren't so serious because they had been so bad. Like after making the cup in 06, it was just bad management, like all the way up till when they drafted McDavid, and then I think it was either that year or the year after when they made the playoffs for like the first time, and God only knows when. So yeah, it has tons to do with bad ownership for real, and then the new ownership is better, but they're still paying for mistakes from the past. And then yeah, I'm thinking one more year, and if he doesn't get a cup, he's totally gone, like 100%.
Evans plays it back. The Montreal blue line. Matheson up the far side for Newhook. He'll toss it in. No, he didn't. That was off the linesman. And back the other way goes Taylor Hall. He'll try his shot. That goes wide blocker side. Now bouncing to the Montreal line. It stays in. Taken away though by Matheson. Far side. He's followed by Jackson Blake. He's able to head to center. Newhook, far side. There's a shot. Kick save made by Anderson. That'll be the first shot of this overtime.
Like, consider, like when I think of Calgary, for instance, like they haven't even had like a player that good, and they still managed to make the playoffs and a few other things, right? So
Anderson at center. Backhands it in, off the boards. John Walker. In behind his own net. Stan Coleman picks it up. Moving it out to center ice. Texier's on.
I still think Toronto's a sadder story though. Like, they're an even sadder story to me because it's bigger. Everything out there is more expensive, like tickets included, and they haven't even gone to the finals once, right? So, yeah, it's always worse being a Leafs fan, in my opinion. The Leafs are owned by Rogers. Like, there's this thing, it's called Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, and that's owned by Rogers. And everything is just, like, all things are getting cut for profit.
Bounces around. Anderson plays it in.
Anderson was the one who took that shot right in the ankle off the face-off. He could feel that. Just chips the puck into the corner. He's just hit.
Ehlers out to center, taken away by Struble.
They're crazy expensive. Like, everything is just too much.
Over to Struble.
So I keep hearing, like, time and time again, like, beers are like $15. Then there's parking, and the tickets aren't cheap, and the list just goes on. It just keeps going.
That's high off the glass. Goss Bear will just toss it out on the backhand. And racing after it, Jarvis can't catch it. Carrier goes down near side for Montreal as Slavkovsky tries to.
I think the Raptors are owned by the same group. Yeah, it's called it's called MLSE, Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. They own all the franchises in Toronto: Argonauts, Raptors, Leafs, the soccer team, and the Blue Jays.
Play to the line. Dobson able to hold it in. Demidov throws it right toward the net. That's easily steered away.
$15 a beer, ain't no way. Oh, you better believe it. It is like that. Not even kidding. It's ridiculous.
Chatfield tries to go high far side, and Gomez manages to get a shoulder on that puck. Best opportunity for the Canes here in the first overtime period. Just about halfway through.
10:32 precisely remains in overtime. I don't believe they've given Montreal credit for a shot yet. Which, I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, they had a crossbar, we know that.
They did.
That's not going to count.
Yeah.
Suzuki had a glorious
I'm
opportunity.
thinking of the new hook shot, though, JP, where Anderson makes the kick save. I don't know how that's not a shot on net.
You're right.
Canadians played out to center. They've got it right now, 5-0 shots for Carolina in overtime. Well, I will respectfully disagree. And here come the Canadians, or rather, Hurricanes up to center. It is DeAndre Miller and over the blue line. Near side.
Gross.
Low, Lane Hudson steps
How
in.
much is the extra long chili cheese dog?
Jankowski throws it
I don't know, I didn't even ask, didn't even check. 22 inches of nothing but meat, 69%.
David Blake tied up. Dobson on it behind the net. Back into the far corner. Dobson.
With or without tax, but I like my condiments on the side.
Right to the far side.
$69. $69. Could you believe that?
It's gonna be icing for Montreal's side.
We'll come back to that last sequence and you can hear the Canadians fans talking about it. And it's Hudson from behind the net. He collects the puck and it looks like he's making a sprint up the ice. And Jack Robinson.
They are on the side, but it's 69 cents a condiment pack. Get your mustard packs, 69 cents. Mayonnaise packages, 69 cents. Ketchup, 69 cents. Relish, 69 cents.
11 to go.
All of it, 69 cents.
Both teams get a bit of a breather. Even though that was an icing call for Montreal, the shot took 37 to 12 in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes. Boy, this
Carolina is out shooting Montreal 3-1, 37 shots to 12.
Canadians are going to have to sharpen up their skills here as the Kings have definitely been the team that's been quicker to lose pucks. A bit more direct. Canadians need to get a little bit more direct themselves rather than get pucks up the wall. Where you know that the Carolina pressure is going to come down, pinch it for the defenders. It's going to play a little bit more direct, pass to pass, take to take. Put something new on the ice. That's where they're going to find it.
ready for a long one tonight. I got my
A beer is $4.20, but what about the extra thick pretzel? Correction, a whiz warm beer is $4.20.
45 seconds into overtime.
Look at this stretch pass. Suzuki's coming off the bench. Gets the puck, he's backing up. Just to the tops of the circles in his own zone, and he fires the puck right up to the far blue line. Catches Nick Suzuki in stride. Suzuki comes in, tries to go roll left side on Freddie Anderson.
Did I ever tell you guys about the time I went to a football game and I smuggled in like a whole bunch of snacks? It was pretty elaborate. I wore these baggy jeans and then I put a bunch of snacks like in plastic bags, like freezer bags, and then I taped them to the inside of my legs.
37 shots.
And then I had to walk really weird.
Still here. Halfway through the first overtime period in game 3.
Just looking down at the Kings bench right now, Rock Whittemore rocking back and forth. Looks like a caged animal on that bench. I'm sure he would love to get out there and take a few draws.
Is it 69 cents for a cup of ice as well? You know, I'd like to think they just give me the ice for free. Ice, ice, baby. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to charge you for that crap too.
Face off clean. And Noah Dobson panics with it. I don't know if he just tried to chip that puck in the air, didn't get enough of it, or didn't get it high enough. But either way, too much pace on the puck. Jake Evans is going to have to do it again.
Habs are looking for so much transition here. Just haven't been able, other than the breakaway.
Yeah, I got a bunch of like the little Halloween packages, right?
Creates the transition.
Little Halloween packages of candy, the fun size stuff, because you can fit so many like in a bag.
Back with the Habs poking to center. Here's Newhook, full steam ahead. Slavin stays with him and sends him down to the ice. Carolina play it back to center. And that was full speed for Newhook, but Slavin showing off his own wheels. Moving to stay with him, and Slavin fires.
That's like smuggling food into the movie theater. I take a whole pizza and put it in a plastic bag and stick it in my pants. Holy moly, that's intense. That's a good one.
Down low off the board.
That's like pizza? Like the whole box?
So over to Goulet, this pass gets away. They'll come back to Lane Hudson. Hudson
I've done that too. smuggled food into the theater because, yeah, it's such a kick in the nuts.
Away, though, by Sean Walker. Walker plays it ahead. Keandre Miller.
I just order pizza into the movie theater. That'd be so rad. They're just like, pizza. They come down the aisle, and you're like, yeah, right over here.
Wayne Hudson. Feeds it ahead for Slavkovsky. That's knocked away. Loose in front. Slavkovsky recovers. Knocks his man off the puck. And here he goes to center. 3-on-3. Slavkovsky lost it. And is that too many men? It is. Oh, maybe not. Here, Carolina's arguing the case. Play was whistled down.
All this talk about pizza.
This is going to be too many men, JP.
Oh, no.
Why else they would have whistled the play?
I agree with you.
We're going to get a call here from referee Wes McCauley. Oh, no, we're not. Because it's not too many men.
And then told the movie theater workers to go F themselves.
Canadians bench Mike Matheson is coming onto the ice. Lane Hudson is coming off of the ice. It ends up-
Can the Hurricanes end this? We're going to see.
Rod Winterborn's desperate for a win with the referees. He's not going to get it.
I can hear someone in the crowd dropping F-bombs off camera. That's so awesome.
7:45 to go in overtime, but the score tied at 2. Played into the Montreal zone. Here's Alexandre Carrier. And the Habs still officially don't have a shot in this overtime.
Habs still don't officially have a shot in this overtime.
Is one for this team. Matheson plays it around the boards to center. Miller had his man tied up. As it's all the way back to Sean Walker. He's blown up along the boards by Zach Bolduc. So Bolduc gets a shift. I don't believe we've seen him yet in overtime. Here's a loose puck for Stankoven. Far side. has
Loose
some
puck,
space.
Stankoven comes with it. And it goes off Bolduc.
Up by Carolina.
Carolina back, picks it up.
Long drifter wide of the net to the corner.
Long drifter
Slavin steps
wide
up
into the
Slavin
corner.
sweep it off the boards. Dobson.
Dobson.
Fires the puck again.
I find that really curious that Stankoven didn't take that puck on. I thought he was going to skate it right to the net. Instead, he decides to cut it back and eliminates the opportunity at the very least to make the Canadians force you into position, maybe take a penalty on you.
That's true. Only 12 shots on goal, which is sad. It's like 4 a period. That is pretty sad indeed.
Off the face-off, Canadians, and they sweep it up to center. Bolduc fires it in. Here's Anderson, fan on the shot. Carolina pick it up. And
Carolina with it after Anderson fans on it.
Robinson, left side, shot goes wide, and the Habs back the other way, trying to spring Caulfield. That's broken up by Carolina. Now it's played in from center. William Carrier with a good hit on the forecheck. Caulfield floats it back through center ice.
Caulfield with it back through center.
Chatfield.
Chatfield gets it.
Jankowski from center. He'll toss it into the Montreal zone.
And that'll do it. There we go. Carolina wins it in overtime.
Svechnikov through the middle, made a move to the backhand. He's
Aho with the goal. Aho has played well the whole playoffs. He's arguably Carolina's best player.
Andrei Svechnikov with the overtime winner for Carolina in Game 3.
And there you go. Carolina takes Game 3 in Montreal with a score of 3-2.
Aho there. Svechnikov fires this puck in. Don't know if it takes a tip, but it does make its way past.
And Carolina has all but dominated the game, so not unsurprising there. I think Montreal was lucky to tie it up.
And they take a 2-1 series lead.
And it's a 2-1 series lead.
And the Montreal Canadiens dropped their second straight in overtime. We believe this should be Svechnikov with the winner. I thought it took a tip in front as well, JP. I don't know if it hits Slavkovsky or Aho.
South rises again.
So they are having a conversation here at the scores table.
Oh, hang on. There might be review.
Now, is there possibly a question of goalie interference on this?
Not sure if that's exactly what they're looking at.
They're examining goalie interference being a possibility.
Get off the ice. They're trying to get back to the hotel right now.
Canadians are still sparsely gathered around their bench.
We're talking about puck management. It's not often we say it, but it's a careless play with Lane Hudson as he turns the puck over on an errant pass.
And they're going to call this a good goal. And that'll be all she wrote tonight.
So the goal stands, and that'll be it. Carolina wins in overtime 3-2 after dominating the shots on goal.
3 stars of the game. We'll get to that in a minute. First, they are announcing goal here for Andrei Svechnikov in overtime. So Carolina with the OT win tonight. We'll be back here for game 4 on Wednesday night. That'll be another 8 p.m. start time now for the Wolves next one 3 stars.
Tonight's most of 3 stars.
Montreal is so bad. Buffalo or Tampa would have been more entertaining.
The second star, Mike Matheson. Et la première étoile, the first star, Sébastien Howe. Mesdames, Messieurs, nous vous remercions de votre présence.
Are you having your 3 stars of the game? We'll have a quick look back here as well at the play of the game.
Time to get on 97 hockey for the NES. Super NES.
Backhand, he's well defended. Stays with it though. Svechnikov, far side, cross ice. Jarvis, back for Svechnikov. Wristler scores! Andrei Svechnikov with the overtime winner for Carolina in game 3. Svechnikov with your winner tonight. We mentioned just prior to the 3 stars.
Svechnikov gets the winner.
On Wednesday night. Look forward to having you along for the ride then. In the meantime, we got.
Want to solve network issues before they cause downtime?
Now that we're on a bit of a gut time, Canadians had their chances in the overtime period. Nick Suzuki firing wide. Mike Matheson off the crossbar. It was right there. Canadians can find a way to win it. And Carolina takes a 2-1.
Play the song and rejoice Confederacy win.
On Wednesday. 514-790-1690.
I think I'll do that on a different stream another time. Anyways, I'll be back here Wednesday for game 4 between Montreal and Carolina. But this has been game 3. Montreal did not show a lot of life tonight. Carolina dominated the play for the most part. And they'll win it in overtime 3-2 and take a 2-1 series lead. This has been game 3 between the Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm your host, BOG0690. Thank you for watching. Please consider joining us next time on Wednesday for game 4. Thank you and have a great evening.
On the tour, hear live hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, Sirius XM 92.